Hello, this is Dr. Bicycle, and in today's tutorial I'm going to be showing you how to completely overhaul a BBSO2. Alright, so the first step you want to do is pull off your crank. To pull off your crank, you just want to grab it and tug, and it should come right off. No, seriously, what you want to do is take an 8mm Allen key, undo this bolt. Next is crank puller. Crank puller is easy, just screw the bottom portion in. You can do it with your hand. And make sure all the threads go in. I've actually stripped a few cranks before by removing it without putting the threads in all the way. Then just take a wrench and tighten this. I'm using my fingers, but obviously you need a wrench. Next, you need the standard tool for removing an external bottom bracket. You can buy this at any bike shop. Loosen this piece with this until it's off. Next, you need a spanner wrench. You can buy this at any bike shop. You just hook the notch into these little holes. Loosen. Again, lefty-loosey. They're threaded normally for this and for the cover. Then you need to pull out these two bolts with a 5mm Allen key. I already have them undone here, so I'm just using my fingers. And once these two bolts are out, you can remove this piece, and the motor should move around freely. Okay, so now we go to the other side of the bike. Same deal here, 8mm Allen key, pull out your crank bolt, get your crank arm remover, put your crank arm remover in, screw it in, and shabam. Now you need a 4mm Allen key, and there's 5 bolts here. Pull out these 5 bolts, and your chainring should come right off. So then you need to get this cover off, and normally there would be 7 size 2 Phillips screws here holding it on, but I can't find mine. So anyways, remove the screws, and then this cover, you just pull it and it'll come right off. Now the next thing we're going to be removing is the controller. The first thing you have to do is remove these 3 screws right here. They're 3mm Allen bolts. 1, 2, and 3. Now to get the controller out, a rubber mallet or a block of wood is fine. Just simply tap it on every side of the controller and you'll gradually see it opening up, and then it should pop at some point. Now the first thing you have to do is get out the 3 colored connectors, so green, yellow, and blue. Just simply pull them apart. They're regular butt connectors, and those should come out. This one might throw you off a little bit. You don't pull it from the side. I thought that these were the release tabs. It's actually up here. You push this piece down, and then it should pull apart easily.
Okay, so for this one, I picked around here with a 90-degree pick. Just pick lightly and take your time. You don't want to mess this part up. You shouldn't have to pull too hard. There's a little clip right here. You push down on it. It should pull out when you're done.
Now you can apply a reasonable amount of force because this piece is held in place by the frame. But again, it is connected to a wafer board, which we'll show you in a sec, and you don't want to tug it super hard.
You can remove this rubber grommet just under here, pry up on it, around, work your way around, take your time. Okay, if you remove the grommet, it should assist in removing the motor, separating it from the shell.
Now flip around to the other side of the bike, and we want to open up the motor here, and there's 4 screws, not 3, 4. So there's one hidden screw kind of down here that you might not notice. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Again, those screws are with a 3mm Allen key, and to open up the motor, you're going to do the same thing for the controller. All you need is a rubber mallet or a wooden block, and just gently tap it. Let me show you from a top view here. You can see that little crack opening up at the top. Now it should separate a bit here, and once you got it open a little bit, that's all you need. Now the only thing that's stopping it from coming apart is going to be these 3 wires. Now flip around to the other side of the bike. So the first thing you want to do is remove all 3 of these rubber covers. They're kind of glued in a bit, so just wiggle them around to loosen up the glue and kind of crush it and stretch it a bit, maybe with the pliers, and then they should come out very easily. Now the first thing you want to do is you want to scrape off all the silicone. On mine, I already have the silicone scraped off. You can get it off with pretty much anything, a knife, razor blade, pick. And what's stopping these from going through are these grommets. So to get these grommets out, let's just pull them out here so you can see what shape they are.
So even with all the glue on it, this trick works amazing. Just put a screwdriver under here, pry there, there.
So now we just pull the grommets off. Just wiggle them out. And now with the grommets out, you should easily be able to remove the motor completely. Okay. And this is the COM port. Now I want to show you when you're pushing the port back in. This piece is bending a tiny bit. You know, you can use a moderate amount of force, but you don't want to push this thing super hard again. Now we just fixed the drive shaft here, so I don't want to remove it again. But to get the drive shaft out, all you have to do is literally pull, and try to pull in a direction completely perpendicular to the motor, as in straight up.
Well, you're gonna need a rag, and you're gonna wrap it around the gear, and you're gonna layer it as many times as you can, and then take a pair of vice grips and clamp it as lightly as possible, just hard enough so that it doesn't slip. Also, when you're reinstalling it, don't just put it in with your hand. Leave the vice grips installed and just grip it as hard as you can so that when the magnets kick in, it's gonna pull it in really hard. You don't want it to slam in.
Now to remove the axle, the first thing you're gonna have to get out is this little spacer. A great way to get it out is a magnet and pliers or something if it's stuck in there. Then there's this lock ring, and the best thing to get this out is a hooked needle nose pliers. This one is not hooked, this is straight. You want one with a 90-degree bend in it, and you simply just clamp it on the two edges, lefty-loosey, and that guy will come out. As soon as you get that out, there's going to be another layer, same thing, another washer, and then another one of these screws. Undo both of those and pull those out next. Now your crank arm shaft, all you have to do is grab this and it should pull right out. And there you go. Alright, now we're going to be opening up the nylon gear. So the first thing you want to do is pry out this black piece of rubber here. Okay, size 2 Phillips. And it's good to keep everything organized. There's going to be a lot of screws, so make sure you don't lose everything.
We're not doing these up with an impact.
Yeah. So these are the 3 bolts that we use to clamp the controller and motor into the frame. Just simply screw those in here, get a 3mm Allen key, and you want to tighten these in proportion so you're evenly pulling it out.
Make sure they're butting up on the shell. Okay, right there. Cool. Okay, now that those are touching, I'm going to go quarter turn, quarter turn, quarter turn, quarter turn.
Shazam!
You're going to have to get a set of lock ring pliers or snap ring pliers. Important not to spread these too far because you will bend them. And you won't be able to use the clip again. Okay, so I got this nice little hook here. And I can get up under the gear on one side. Starting to come.
Dun 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 dun.
Okay.
And you're more or less done. We can take apart the drive shaft a bit further. We could take apart the crankshaft further. But for a general overhaul, this will give you access to any part you want.